No biscuits.
Court rejects Paraka's bail application. Call for decentralization in Sergey's honor. And rural community demands health services.
A very good evening. This is National EMTV News. I am Louis Maingu. Thank you for joining us. The Supreme Court has dismissed an application by former lawyer Paul Paraka, who sought release from prison on medical and humanitarian grounds.
Paraka, convicted of misappropriation and serving a 20-year sentence at Bomana prison, argued that he needed urgent overseas surgery for a heart condition. He had applied for bail and requested the Correctional Services Commissioner, the License Committee, and the Minister for Justice to grant him temporary release for a medical treatment. However, after 2 months without a response, he turned to the court to enforce his constitutional rights. The Supreme Court ruled that Paraka's application was not properly filed as it failed to comply with mandatory court procedures. Justices David Carrico and Derek Wood found that he had not exhausted all administrative options before seeking judicial intervention. The court also stated that his application was an abuse of process. As a result, Paraka remains in custody while his appeal against his sentence is still pending. James Guken, National EMTV News.
Chief Justice Sir Salika has expressed frustration over delays in Prime Minister James Marape's testimony as a state witness in the trial of Jacob Yafai.
Yafai, charged alongside former lawyer Paul Paraka, is accused of facilitating the payment of over 40 million kina in outstanding legal bills.
I kept on saying the payments are not illegal.
During the court proceedings, State lawyer Linda Maru from the Public Solicitor's Office informed the court that the Prime Minister and other witnesses who will testify via Zoom from Australia were not available yet. Chief Justice Salika was unimpressed, demanding a clear date for Marape's testimony. He said, "I'm not interested in excuses. I want to know when he will appear." The Prime Minister was absent due to the Parliament sitting, but Salika insisted that he should have testified on Monday as Parliament meets on Tuesday. He told the state lawyer, "You have Monday to call him in. Use your head." So far, 5 witnesses have testified. The case has been adjourned to next week. James Guken, National EMTV News.
A newly refurbished judges' chamber at the Waigani National and Supreme Court was opened today by Chief Justice Sir Salika and Australian High Commissioner to PNG, His Excellency John Fix.
This chamber now adds to the 10 which are currently in use. The building was refurbished with the help of Australian government through the PNG-Australia partnership.
I want to commence by thanking the Australian High Commissioner and senior staff from the High Commission for supporting this very important project. It's an important project because we've got judges in Waigani, and when the judges from outside or new judges come in, we don't have enough judicial judge chambers in that building that we currently have. There's only about 10 chambers in there, and it can't accommodate all of us, those judges who are based in Waigani. And so we've got to find additional chambers and pass the reason to have additional chambers in this new one, which we will open a little later on.
During the opening ceremony, Chief Justice Salika said 2 to 3 judges share a chamber. Adding on, His Excellency John Fix said the Australian government will continue to support Papua New Guinea going forward.
Our two countries is a close and enduring one, and it's built upon a shared history and common interests. Fundamentally, though, it's a partnership defined by our shared values, including at their heart an unwavering commitment to justice, and the rule of law. Ladies and gentlemen, without a robust rule of law, which is respected by all and applied to all, our societies cannot truly be free and cannot fill their potential.
This river-based building is a symbol of long-standing partnership between Papua New Guinea and Australia. James Gukan, National EMTV News.
In a statement yesterday, Prime Minister James Marape announced that his government is ready to conduct the by-elections and local level government elections respectively this year.
After meeting with relevant authorities, Prime Minister James Marape said they are ready to conduct the by-elections and LLG elections this year. He assured concerned electorates that funds will be made available to these authorities, especially the Electoral Commission, for the by- and local level government elections to run. Marape also urged the respective provincial governments and district authorities collaboration to ensuring a smooth delivery of the elections. He is also calling for a free, fair and peaceful election, specifically in the LLG elections. A total of 8 seats are now vacant and are waiting by elections. Samantha Solomon, National EMTV News.
Agitana village of Rigo LLG, Ward 24 in Central Province, are now equipped with building materials for a double classroom.
With no proper road access to Agitana village, the building materials were airlifted from Sabuya village. These materials will be used to build a permanent double classroom for Agitana Alawe SDA Community School.
This la kind service I think first of its kind.
According to a local, the community school has been running for more than 36 years. A local teacher who has taught for 7 years said the school currently has a population of 30 students with only 3 teachers.
Mipla teachers, lo wakabot kami inside here, place me stop inside lo bus, road to a dislow challenge mipla takim, mipla kat hard lo 7 more people we stop bus na mipla kami inside mipla stop. Na mipla stop, hamas yes mipla stop, something mipla no kisim, but mipla stop on them all people so mipla save him. Place na stop. Big plus something mi pla talk thank you lo God. God create the man na put him give me pla work lo kam na stop on them all people. How much want them all na bring him all people go on the level where God am like him.
A student stressed that the school is still using outcome-based curriculum and is in need for standard-based curriculum materials.
Mi pa no got all this new part resources. Mi pa still stop at lo OBC so now mi pa needing SBC lo. Book, school.
Meanwhile, RSDP Central Province Project Coordinator elaborated on education projects in the province.
In Rigo Coast, we have Kwalimarubu. We put in a double classroom. Londairi, a double classroom. Gobuya, a double classroom. Agitana, a double classroom. And within whole of Central Province, it's virtually more than 15 plus double classrooms we are putting up in rural areas all over the 4 LLGs of Aruma, Rigo, Koyari, and Mekeo.
Malinta Yopolo, National EMTV News.
Meanwhile, the ward member of Agitana village stressed that his ward is in great need of health services.
The ward member said health service is a government development that his people currently needs.
Plenty this is killing plenty population blow mipla. Na mipla sa blaming mipla yetosem custom na nogat actually sick kisi mipla. This is killing mipla stop. Na mipla sa plenty population blow mipla will die too. So this la health service too mipla need him straight.
He said a proper road access to Agitana is vital in order for services to reach the village.
Mipla Agitana got plenty of resources. Mipla like him all this la too by mipla can market team na by life blow mipla by come good pla. Now yet mipla stop lo bus na mipla luko se mipla way back stop lo life lo tubuna blo mipla. But you misaw se 1975 since 1975 kamo se mantapia em blon pat years ago finish em 50 years ya em Papua New Guinea metro finish. But mipla ya still way back. Mipla hide na stop lo high government na all donors na lo high all well ya.
Malinta Yopolo, National EMTV News.
National EMTV News continues after the break. Stay with us.
Attention all students, parents and schools. The Smart Start School promotion is back for 2025. Your school could win a school grant worth 44,000 kina. Here's how. Collect 3 empty packets of Smart Start breakfast biscuits, write your name, number and school on an envelope, put the empty packets inside and drop them into an entry box at a registered school. The school with the highest number of valid entries in each region wins. 1,000 consolation prizes are also up for grabs. Register your school now with Paradise Foods Limited. Smart Start breakfast biscuit, proudly made by Paradise Foods.
Enjoy more talk, more text, and more time online with Telecom More Bundles. Choose from 8 plans ranging from 3 kina with 600 megabytes of data all the way up to 75 kina, loaded with a massive 35 gig. Best of all, each plan comes with an unlimited on-network call minutes plus on-net and off-net talk and text. That's way more time to chat with family and friends. Telecom More Bundles. Top up now.
Hi, I'm Chef Jules Henow, and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always True Guy. True Guy, true inspiration through generations.
Meet the bank for everyone, everywhere. As People's Microbank, we were proud to be a bank for the people. Now as National Banking Corporation, we are bringing modern banking to all in Papua New Guinea. With more branches and our friendly staff ready to assist you in more places, we are making money matters simple and fair. So wherever you are, however you say it, say hello Better Banking. Learn more at nbcpng.com.pg.
EMTV News A Closer Look returns for 2025, the current affairs program that brings to you weekly insights for the latest on education, health, business, politics,
I just want to make that clear.
Sports, and more. A closer look every Sunday at 7 p.m. on your number one to watch, EMTV.
You're watching National EMTV News. Garrow General Hospital in Port Moresby is temporarily closed due to flooding caused by heavy rainfall. Earlier this week, the hospital was significantly affected by the downpour, which resulted in flooding of the main hospital building and surrounding areas.
The floodwaters caused backflow from toilets, leading to the areas in and around the hospital becoming unsanitary for both patients and staff. The flooding has highlighted ongoing issues with the hospital's infrastructure, which is old and in need of major maintenance. The building has been continuously affected by heavy rains, leading to further deterioration. In response to the situation, the NCD Provincial Health Authority management has decided to close the facility to prioritize the safety of staff and patients. The management notes to resolving the issue as quickly as possible. The hospital's infection prevention and control team, along with staff, carried out a mass cleanup and decontamination effort yesterday. For now, the hospital is closed for services except for the resupply of medication for TB patients. The hospital management apologized for the inconvenience caused and urged the public to seek medical care at other nearby clinics, such as the Morata Urban Clinic, Tokarara Urban Clinic, and the St. Teresa Clinic. Today, the Infection Prevention and Control team, together with the heads of department, conducted thorough inspections of the facility, and cleaning and decontamination activities were also carried out. The NCD Provincial Health Authority advised that the hospital is anticipated to reopen later this week once all necessary procedures are completed and the hospital is deemed safe for both staff and patients. Natasha Ovoy, National, EMTV News.
Members of Parliament paid their last respect to late Sir Julius Chen during the first sitting yesterday.
In an emotional occasion after the Parliament sitting yesterday, the chief from Tabar tribe in the New Ireland province did a final ritual of Varam to finally complete the cultural house cry for late Sir Julius. Prior to that, the public gallery was filled with the visitors from New Ireland province, including late Sir J's families. Before attending Parliament, the New Ireland provincial government, together with families of late Sir Julius, visited the humble Parliament office of late Sir Julius prior to attending the sitting. Prime Minister James Marape, whilst passing his condolences, thanked the late Sir Julius's family for giving their father to the country. He said Sir Julius was first elected into the Second House of Assembly in 1968.
In the sunset of his life, if we have offended Sir Julius, then the best redemption we can seek or we could do is to ensure his dreams, especially Malagan Accord and other dreams he had, not just for New Ireland but for our country, that resonates with some that Pangu have. As far as people empowerment, where it matters most in as far as the resource is concerned, gets to materialize in this Parliament as our nation prepares life beyond 50 years of our nationhood without the anchor leaders of our country that are now in rest.
He said little did he knew was during his tenure as the Prime Minister, he will bury 4 former Prime Ministers of PNG. The opposition leader and member for Kiruna Good Enough, Douglas Tomuriasa, said the opposition team will always treasure the time late Sir Julius spent with them and was also alongside the opposition team at the time of his passing.
Having a senior statesman in our midst, a man with great stature, yet very humble and respectful, also respected by Papua New Guineans locally and by the international community as well.
While paying his last respect to late Sir Julius, the opposition leader said the contributions late Sir Julius did pre-independence and post-independence are compared to none.
I call upon all leaders in Parliament to emulate great deeds that Sir Julius Chen has left behind in his legacy. Just by being decisive in the defense of our democracy and in recognition of the diversity of our multiple cultural identities in Papua New Guinea.
He said when someone writes the history of PNG, they will not miss these 2 great men, the late Grand Chief Sir Michael Somare and late Sir Julius, with the other men who founded this great nation with the little experience they had. He encouraged the members of parliament to be like the founding fathers or be better. Joining them were other parliamentarians who also shared their condolences to the families and the people of New Ireland Province. Samantha Solomon, National EMTV News.
While passing his condolences to the families of late Sir Julius Chen, Provincial Member for Southern Islands Province William Powie questioned the members of parliament as what they learn as a country.
The provincial member said when late Sir Julius was the Prime Minister, he followed systems and processes by showing nations' interest in National Executive Council decisions.
Institution of government such as the CACC process for thorough policy scrutiny before announcement at NEC or cabinet level. This strict compliance protects the nation's interest through scrutiny process, which is a very fundamental process of decision making. As leaders like Sir Julius, we must follow the process, simple process that matters to safeguard nation's interest.
He described late Sir Julius as someone who believes in the national unity in diversity.
The process functioned so that when NEC decided on issues of national interest, it was the final version of scrutinized process that enhance and give value to nation's interest. So leadership today, we must learn to follow the systems and process as Sir Julius has followed. Following the systems and process ensures nation's interest. And this is one of the challenges that we as leaders can learn from Sir Julius. Real quality of nation unity in Sir Julius. Real leaders command the respect of the entire breadth and length of this country. And you stand for national unity over ethnic and parochial interests. Our people are there watching. It is not only by words, but real leaders value and demonstrate national unity.
Powie strongly emphasized on decentralization of powers as what late Sir Julius believes in.
Decentralization as a process of empowering the people to participate in government decision-making process to determine their future. Participatory democracy of empowering our people is fundamental. Unity through decentralization of government functions, such as the one he was pushing for, Malangang Declaration and Pursuit for Autonomy, that Sir Julius stood for. Let me remind us at his passing, functions of government such as village court functions, land mediation, ward councillor functions, DPI extension services, and all other extension functions and services at the districts and sub-national governments should be decentralized completely out of Waigani.
He said functions of government such as village court functions, land mediation and all other functions in the district and sub-national government should be decentralized out of Waigani through block grants arrangements, while Waigani looks at policy oversight functions. Samantha Solomon, National EMTV News.
Prime Minister James Marape has announced that the National Executive Council has approved the National Palm Oil Policy 2025 to 2030 during its meeting on Monday.
Prime Minister said the policy is a critical milestone in the government's broader agenda to achieve a 200 billion kina economy by 2030, with 30 billion kina expected from the agriculture sector. He said for the first time in our nation's history, the oil palm industry will have a structured national policy that ensures landowners, smallholders and investors operate under a fair, transparent and well-regulated framework. The key features of the policy includes empowering landowners and smallholders, stronger regulation and compliance, fair pricing and market stability, investment in infrastructure and research, and sustainable and inclusive growth. Prime Minister Marape emphasized that this policy aligns with his Take Back PNG vision, ensuring that Papua New Guineans are the primary beneficiaries of the nation's natural resources. He said this policy is a major step towards economic independence. It places resource owners in a stronger position within the industry, enabling them to participate as shareholders rather than just leaseholders. Esther Gane, National EMTV News.
A key validation workshop for the Papua New Guinea spice industry policy was held in Port Moresby today, bringing together key stakeholders to finalize the PNG spices policy before it is submitted to the National Executive Council for approval. The event was attended by representatives from the World Bank, the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, the Department of Agriculture, regional representatives from all 4 regions of PNG, and other relevant government organizations. These stakeholders have played an important role in shaping the policy to where it is now. During the workshop, the CEO of the PNG spice industry, Michael Waisime, emphasized the importance of finalizing the policy.
We need to get out of in-house order, but to be able to do it, we need a national spice policy to be able to provide a framework in which we revamp the industry. We have the legislative power, but we don't have the administration to enforce it around the country under the spice act that we have. So, in this under act, we can then come up with a bill after the policy. There's a PhD center which is getting legal consulting, which started probably this month, and they will look at those issues and we'll look at coming up with the what I was proposing is a bill to go to Parliament, but we have to get approval from NEC first.
The FAO EU Straight PNG Program Coordinator Ali Said Yasuf also emphasized that the FAO is committed to supporting the PNG spice industry in the successful implementation of the policy.
We are only in 2 provinces basically, in province-wise, East and West Africa. But some of our support also goes to a national level as you see today, policy support.
Meanwhile, the Secretary for the Department of Agriculture, Dr. Segi Bang, has informed the primary producers, buyers, processors, and other stakeholders that the PNG Spice Industry Policy 2025 to 2033 is ready to be taken up for government's endorsement.
At the minister's level and myself, we're working hard to get a new spice board into place. We're advertising for a new spice board this week. And then we want to make sure there's a board that will work with Mr. Wasila to make sure that all these key interventions that this policy will endorse must be actioned in the next 2 to 3 years under my watch.
The validation workshop was an important step towards finalizing the policy, and stakeholders are now looking forward to its formal approval and implementation, which is expected to bring long-term benefits to PNG's spice industry and its farmers. Now we take a look at the Nest Fund market report. The kina closed unchanged at $0.2487 in the bank market. At Bank South Pacific, your kina was buying $0.2412 $0.3808 Australian dollars, €0.2134 and 35.33 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, gold is trading higher, coffee closed higher, cocoa closed lower, copra closed unchanged, palm oil closed higher, crude oil is trading higher, and copper closed lower. On the stock market, the Dow Jones closed lower, the ASX 200 is trading lower, and the All Ordinaries is trading lower. National EMTV News continues after the break. Stay with us.
the love with Gullah Ice Cream. Gullah Cone Ice Creams, Gullah Stick Ice Creams, and Gullah Classic Tub Ice Creams. Happiness begins with the Gullah range of fun flavors which create taste adventures and excitement with every bite. Treat yourself. Share with a friend while chilling. The whole family will enjoy. Everyone has their favorite. Which one is yours? Share the love with Gullah Ice Creams. Gullah, Gullah, yum.
Dear son, you ask me how I live such a good life. Yes, I've had some good luck, like the day I met your mother. But it wasn't always that way. I've made some good choices too, like working hard and keeping my super with NASFAN. They looked after it for me, which meant I could concentrate on looking after my family, living each day knowing that when the time came, I'd be ready for tomorrow. Love, Dad.
As PNG's only ISO-accredited bulk haulage operator, IPI Transport guarantees the delivery of your critical cargo. Equipped with state-of-the-art GPS tracking systems and backed by an experienced team, you can rely on IPI Transport, part of the IPI group of companies.
Banking used to mean long trips, endless queues, and piles of paperwork. But now, BSP's one-talk wallet means no waits, no forms, no fuss. No BSP account needed. Just dial *131# to access your money wherever, whenever. Send, receive funds, withdraw cash at an ATM without a bank card, pay for school fees, and make top-up purchases safely and securely. BSP's one-talk wallet. Money made easy.
Are you tired of standing in those long lines to get your jackpot tickets? Guess what? You never have to with Telecom USSD jackpot ticket purchase. Simply dial *321#, follow the prompts, and you are set for your jackpot draw. It's as easy as 3, 2, 1. Telecom PNG, connecting you anywhere, anytime.
Join me on House and Home for all your home and lifestyle improvements.
Everything business for me though. Okay, boss rate for me, kay for me.
From Hatok Mang, health and fitness, interest stories, gardening tips, out and about, pet care, and many more. Join me every Tuesday 7 p.m. on your number one to watch, EMTV.
You're watching National EMTV News. A bill was passed by the Parliament to provide administrative framework for the implementation and enforcement of laws and policies governing petroleum activities, and also to establish the National Energy Authority to replace the Department of Petroleum and Energy.
Minister for Petroleum Jimmy Maladina, in his address while reading the bill, highlighted the key roles for the Marape Rosso government in the petroleum sector.
That it is part of the overall government, the Marape Rosso government, key reforms in the petroleum sector to strengthen in the institutional capacity, our regulating agency to better administer and manage the oil and gas industry in Papua New Guinea. These are key economic sector reform in our country.
He said currently the Department of Petroleum and Energy is the mandated government agency responsible for the administration regulation of the petroleum industry under the Oil and Gas Act. In support to the bill, the Minister for State Enterprises, William Duma, commended the Minister to bring forth the important bill. He said since the Oil and Gas Act were introduced, the people of PNG were expecting good returns as they are the sole owners of the resources.
When the existing Oil and Gas Act was introduced in 1998, our people in this country expected better returns for the very valuable resource that we have under our ground, especially oil and gas. But despite our expectations over the years, we've lost focus, and our main instrument of ensuring that we get the best return for our country, especially the Department of Petroleum and Energy also lost its way. There are many provisions in
Prime Minister also supported the bill by saying that the setup of such authority like the National Petroleum Authority is timely. He assured the people and the House that the creation of such authority will not have any duplication of functions.
One sector alone, 50% of our country's GDP. This sector, unfortunately, we have shifted to be reliant on this sector in a big way. And I want to give assurance to all members of the House and industry, stakeholders in our country. This setup of the authority is not only timely because we are now 50 years on, and as a country known for hydrocarbon extraction, we need to move into this space. Structures that carry us, that doesn't go well in as far as resource accountability is concerned, must be relooked at.
The bill was then passed by the Parliament later this afternoon with 84-0 votes. Samantha Solomon, National EMTV News.
Meanwhile, the Minister for International Trade and Investment, Richard Maru, while sharing his condolences, he said the forefathers do not want to see more borrowings.
While giving his keynote speech, the Minister for International Trade and Investment, Richard Maru, highlighted some of the things late Sir Julius did prior to independence.
If I think of the time, educated to only grade 9, he stood in the Great Hall of the UN and made the business case that PNG was ready for independence. Today we stand to honor him.
He said all the members of Parliament, including himself, should question themselves on what they are doing to usher all those rising issues in the country. He urged the members of Parliament to do bold decisions.
But I had a privilege of being invited by him to his house for a 2-hour lunch. And he reflected on his own life and experience, his journey and his vision, and what he desired most for this country. His greatest wish over lunch was that one day this country would be peaceful, economically very strong, will be a net aid donor, and we will usher in economic independence that him and his brother and the leaders before us were never able to do in their lifetime.
Maru said everyone is enjoying some of the bold decisions that late Sir Julius did. He said his party is ready to support any legislative that will stop the country from borrowing.
That all of us should ask on this floor today is what are we going to do to usher in economic independence? What are we going to do to stop the loans, the high interest that's killing us? We have to take bold decisions like what Sir Julius did. When he said he's going to go to Vanuatu, he did it with no fear for anyone and no fear for the unknown. When he decided to build the international terminal, he did it. The freeway, he built it. We are all now enjoying the benefits of the decisions he took. A man of courage and boldness who did not procrastinate, was able to take the decisions even if they seemed unpopular. I want to state on this floor of Parliament, my party PAP are ready to support any legislation that will stop us borrowing to invest in our own land in mining and petroleum projects. This is a corporate of my party. We have had enough.
Maru urged the Maro Peroso government to deliver economic independence. Samantha Solomon, National EMTV News.
Waisime Korena Ward in the Siane LLG of Asimbo Province recently witnessed the opening of a new aid post. The facility will benefit more than 3 council wards in the Siane LLG and neighboring communities.
Giving an insight on this on ground is the community development worker for the Rural Service Delivery Program, Jacob Kamonai.
The project 8 posts will benefit 3 council wards in Siane LG and 1 in the neighborhood of Elimbari LG2. The total population estimated was 8 to 10,000 plus population will be directly benefit from this 8 posts.
Kamonai said infrastructure costs around 116,000 kina, inclusive of counter funding by the District Development Authority.
So the project started in May 2024. After all the funds deposited to ward account, the construction was complete in October 24th. October 2024, an arrangement of medicine and personal drugs, all these were finished by just last week, February this year.
The facility is now in operation and has a total of 3 staff, inclusive of a midwife. The facility was the project brought forth by the collective collaboration of the Rural Service Delivery Program, GoPNG, Simbu Provincial Health Authority, and the Water Sanitation and Hygiene Program Management Unit, among other stakeholders. Natasha Ovoy, National, MTV News.
The St. John Ambulance Services in Lae have received support from PNG Ports Corporation with the recent presentation of a new ambulance vehicle to further extend its services.
During a recent visit to the Lae Port, PNG Ports chairman presented a new fully fitted ambulance vehicle to St. John's ambulance team. In recognition of the vital work ambulance services do, Chairman Nis said this is PNG Ports' second donation of a vehicle.
Representing the board of PNG Ports Corporation, management, our staff, we are honored to present the ambulance to St. John's ambulance in Lae to do its work. They do a lot of good work to serve the community, and being a concerned corporate citizen, it would be not good for us if we do not assist. We have an office in Lae, and our people also actually get services from here, so we believe that it is proper that we should be able to at least contribute and assist whatever we can.
Regional Ambulance Manager, Chief Superintendent Anderson Pomb said this will help EA's financial strains in having to maintain and repair vehicles.
Senissimo listal korbal karmi bla ronin domen blagen bistal bla ronin mol case so bla kare dan blagen ronin na el mol transport sigman we need lo isimal bin house.
Chief Superintendent Pomb said this contribution brings the current fleet up to 8 working vehicles.
Mi blagat popla 6 bla kare staff pass together natural current long Australian paramedic using long AFP, Arba Ledmin Karna, got triple ambulance. So this was triple, one time LC been giving an Arba triple, we play Sinongan, but tomorrow go all plan now. So how this la come in now and by go 8 la car. Our Arba Lord Pakarna, Bambla, Malolo in one more Carlos, Alpimosi.
Pomb further acknowledged the PNG Ports and the Lae City Authority for the continued support, ensuring that communities are served and lives saved. Lauren Jimal, National MTV News.
National MTV News continues after the break with Rukai Sports. Stay with us.
Dear son, you ask me how I live such a good life. Yes, I've had some good luck, like the day I met your mother. But it wasn't always that way. I've made some good choices too, like working hard and keeping my super with NASFAN. They looked after it for me, which meant I could concentrate on looking after my family. Living each day, knowing that when the time came, I'd be ready for tomorrow. Love, Dad.
You get big data and big value with Telecom Good Pillar mobile data plans. From only 3 kina, you get 1 gig for 24 hours. And for only 150 kina, you get 130 gigs over a whopping 30 days. And with loads of Good Pillar data plans to choose from, there's a small, medium or large plan to match your budget. Dial *777# to subscribe. Telecom, connecting you anywhere, anytime.
Hi, I'm Chef Jules Henow, and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always True Guy. True Guy, true inspiration through generations.
Meet the bank for everyone, everywhere. As People's Microbank, we were proud to be a bank for the people. Now as National Banking Corporation, we are bringing modern banking to all in Papua New Guinea. With more branches and our friendly staff ready to assist you in more places, we are making money matters simple and fair. So wherever you are, however you say it, say hello better banking. Learn more at nbcpng.com.pg.
I'm Martha, and each week on Kai Time, we'll introduce you to local food businesses showcasing their delicious dishes. From the pasta, the white sauce. Plus, you will discover how to make tasty and affordable meals using ingredients from your local markets. Tune in to Kai Time every Wednesday at 7 p.m. right here on your number one to watch, EMTV.
True Kai Sports.
Welcome to True Kai Sports. The Gerewu Rugby League competition is eyeing its top 8 playoffs this weekend.
The Gerewu Rugby League saw an action-packed weekend as the competition entered its top 16 playoffs. The B-grade teams successfully completed their matches, while the A-grade division faced an unexpected setback due to the bad weather forcing a delay in their remaining games. Despite the disruption, Gerewu Rugby League interim president Stalon Tanda expressed satisfaction with how the matches unfolded. He praised the teams for their high-energy performances and determination to secure a spot in the coveted top 8. Tanda also commended the losing teams for their sportsmanship, noting their resilience and respect for the game. Tanda said the competition has been running well smoothly, and he is pleased with the discipline shown by both the players and the crowd. Looking ahead, Tanda said 4 A-grade and 4 B-grade teams will have a bye this week as the league prepares for the next stage of the competition. With the playoffs heating up, Rugby League supporters in Gerewu are in for an exciting finish to the season. Jonathan Sibona, True Kai Sports.
True Kai Sports continues after the break. Stay with us.
True Kai Sports.
They're gold nuggets. There's a flavor for everyone. The best tasting snack. Get a burst of gold nuggets. Cheese flavor.
Mega wow.
Chicken flavor.
Mega wow.
cheese onion flavor.
Mega wow.
Barbecue flavor. Mega wow.
When you're on the go, one more. One more.
Get that burst of Gold Nuggets flavor.
Mega wow.
Delivery of your critical cargo. Equipped with state-of-the-art GPS tracking systems and backed by an experienced team, you can rely on IPI Transport, part of the IPI group of companies.
Dear son, you ask me how I live such a good life. Yes, I've had some good luck, like the day I met your mother. But it wasn't always that way. I've made some good choices too, like working hard and keeping my super with NASFAN. They looked after it for me, which meant I could concentrate on looking after my family, living each day knowing that when the time came, I'd be ready for tomorrow. Love, Dad.
Enjoy more talk, more text, and more time online with Telecom More Bundles. Choose from 8 plans ranging from 3 kina with 600 megabytes of data all the way up to 75 kina, loaded with a massive 35 gig. Best of all, each plan comes with an unlimited on-network call minutes plus on-net and off-net talk and text. That's way more time to chat with family and friends. Telecom More Bundles. Top up now.
This Thursday on Sports Scene, we talk about the Pacific Mini Games.
Team PNG finished first with 33 gold, 28 silver and 19 bronze.
And we hear from the ADF International Sports Program. Sports Scene, this Thursday at 7 p.m. on your number one to watch, EMTV.
Hi, I'm Chef Jules and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always True Guy. True Guy, true inspiration through generations.
You're watching Trukai Sports. 2 PNG couple players, Simon Emmanuel and Yagi Yesasa, have arrived safely in Melbourne to join Bendigo City FC State 5 Victorian Football League this season.
Player agent and former PNG forward George Sleffendorfer said both players arrived in Melbourne and set to go straight into training with their new club to play their trade in the tough State 5 Victorian Football League. Part Lithuanian and Papua New Guinea, Sleffendorfer played for PNG national soccer team in 2014 and is currently living in Brisbane. Sleffendorfer runs a player agent called Player Pin Management, where they create pathway for young ambitious players who want to further their football careers overseas. He said he knew both Emmanuel and Yagi when he was playing in the PNG national team. He said he is very fortunate to play 11 years of semi-pro and would like to give back to Papua New Guinea. Meanwhile, PNG Football Association is very excited about the news, stating that such opportunities would greatly help PNG players broaden their experience in the international front. Jonathan Sibona, Trukai Sports.
And that ends Trukai Sports. The Money Plus Weather Report is next. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports. Trukai Sports.
Hi, I'm Chef Jules and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always True Guy. True Guy, true inspiration through generations.
Banking used to mean long trips, endless queues, and piles of paperwork. But now, BSP's One Talk Wallet means no waits, no forms, no fuss. No BSP account needed. Just dial *131# to access your money wherever, whenever. Send, receive funds, withdraw cash at an ATM without a bank card, pay for school fees, and make top-up purchases safely and securely. BSP's One-Talk Wallet. Money made easy.
Are you tired of standing in those long lines to get your jackpot tickets? Guess what? You never have to with Telecom USSD jackpot ticket purchase. Simply dial *321#, follow the prompts, and you are set for your jackpot draw. It's as easy as 3, 2, 1. Telecom PNG, connecting you anywhere, anytime.
Attention all students, parents and schools. The Smart Start School promotion is back for 2025. Your school could win a school grant worth 44,000 kina. Here's how. Collect 3 empty packets of Smart Start breakfast biscuits, write your name, number and school on an envelope, put the empty packets inside and drop them into an entry box at a registered school. The school with the highest number of valid entries in each region wins. 1,000 consolation prizes are also up for grabs. Register your school now with Paradise Foods Limited. Smart Start breakfast biscuit, proudly made by Paradise Foods.
Kids, I'm Steffi. Join me on Kids Corner for story time, simple and creative arts and crafts, career corner, nature time, field trips, and not forgetting our cartoons and children entertainment shows. Join me every weekdays from 3:30 to 5:30 for Kids Corner on your number one to watch, EMTV.
Remember the joy of playing with your toys as a child? At Money Plus, we believe that every small business deserves a chance to build and grow. That's why we offer asset financing.
Now chance to building something new, to see a different point of view. With Money Plus we're ready to go.
Nipla Halivim Wari Bilong You.
This weather update is proudly brought to you by Money Plus, with you always.
The weather report for the next 24 hours. In southern region, Port Moresby City, partly cloudy with afternoon rain showers and possible thunderstorm. Popondetta, partly cloudy with afternoon and evening showers and possible thunderstorms. In Momase region, Ley City partly cloudy with some evening showers and possible thunderstorm. In Vanimo, cloudy with occasional showers, rain and possible thunderstorms. In New Guinea Island region, Lorengau, cloudy with showers, rain and possible thunderstorms. Buka, mostly fine, periods with a brief rain shower. In the Islands region, Mount Agin City, mostly cloudy with rain showers and thunderstorms. Mendi, Tari and Wabeg, mostly cloudy with some afternoon rain showers and possible thunderstorms.
The weather update was proudly brought to you by Money Plus, with you always.
And that wraps up the news, sports and weather for Wednesday, 12th of March 2025. From all of us here, pleasant viewing and good night.
This news program was proudly brought to you by Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits and